Having type X is unique in that as a man with CMT type X, I know with certainty that my son does not carry the CMT gene and that my daughter does carry the CMT gene. And that's a luxury in some ways, but it also presents its challenges in wanting to raise my daughter normally, to treat her normally, to have her lead a childhood that's as normal as possible, but also knowing in the back of my mind and in my wife's mind that she does have this disease, and wanting to be considerate of that as well. And I guess as we go forward with her, she's 5 now, going on 6, and we have not told her she has CMT yet, though we will. I think we'll try to balance judging when is the right time for her to know with enabling her to lead as normal a childhood as she can and is already leading. Sometimes I've needed to be reminded that I can't or shouldn't do something because of CMT, but my default has always been to do it. And I think that would be the approach that I take with my daughter, but it'll be a very, very careful balance, because I wouldn't pretend that she would necessarily want to do something to the extent that I did. She may want to do it much, much more than I did, or maybe not as much. I need to remember, as any parent does, that your child is unique, and you can relay experiences to them and give them guidance as it pertains to what you went through and what I went through with CMT in particular, but it's not necessarily going to apply in the same way, and we'll have to see how she grows and develops, and we'll have to see to what extent she is limited by CMT, and then what her own feelings are about how active and involved in things she wants to be. I hope these experiences will help me communicate about CMT and what it's like to have CMT, and relate to my daughter about what her experiences may be with CMT. I certainly will try to, when we decide to tell her, we'll try to relate my experiences to her as much as I can, but I also know that she's going to have her own unique experience with CMT, and I won't want to attempt to define what those experiences will be for her. I think I'll want to just let her know how the experiences have been for me, and to tell her she may experience them, she may not, or she may have something that will impact her in a totally different way. But I feel like it'll be beneficial, my ability to do that. And what the CMTA has been able to do is gather the people who are undisputably the leaders in the world on this disease, and they are making progress, and they've got researchers and clinicians in the United States involved with people at the National Institutes of Health who are involved with other researchers around the world who are saying we've got to find a cure for this disease and put an end to the disease. And the news, the prospects are very, very promising in a number of ways, and it's breathtaking to hear about just how close the scientific community might be to finding a cure for at least one or some kinds of CMT. And it becomes possible to think about treatments and perhaps cures for a number of different types of CMT in the not too distant future, but that's not going to happen without coordination and collaboration.